Welcome to Furniture Industry News, your go-to podcast for the latest updates in the furniture industry. We have several important topics to discuss. Stay tuned and make sure to subscribe to keep up with all the crucial news. In today's episode, we'll dive into the recent Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing by Conn's HomePlus, impacting around 19% of their total stores. Following that, we'll explore the financial aftermath by discussing Conn's top 20 unsecured creditors and what it means for their suppliers. Next, we'll shift our focus to the Federal Trade Commission's battle over Tempur Sealy's $4 billion acquisition of Mattress Firm, a deal that could potentially suppress competition and raise prices. We'll also talk about Big Lots and their decision to close around 10% of their stores and what this means for the future of the company. Later, we'll cover how M. Lilly USA is introducing a new shipping program to reduce costs and simplify the ordering process for retailers. Then, we'll delve into the FTC's investigation into AI-powered pricing tools in e-commerce, a look at consumer privacy and market competition. Finally, we'll wrap up with American Freight's new sourcing strategy, focused on international territories like Vietnam and Malaysia, aiming to diversify their supply chain and offer more competitive products. So stay tuned and let's get started. Conn's HomePlus, along with its subsidiary Badcock Home Furniture and more, has recently filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. This development was confirmed in a filing with the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of Texas on July 23rd. The filing has indicated that the company has estimated assets and liabilities ranging between $1 billion and $10 billion, affecting approximately 25,000 to 50,000 creditors. This bankruptcy filing has serious implications for the retailer's operations, most notably leading to the closure of 106 showrooms, which represents about 19% of the total stores under both brands. Specifically, Conn's will be closing 71 of its showrooms, whereas Badcock will shutter 35 locations. These closures are distributed across various states. For Conn's, 18 locations will close in Florida, 9 in Texas, 7 in Arizona, 6 each in Colorado and Louisiana, 5 in Virginia, 4 each in North Carolina, Oklahoma, and Tennessee, 3 in South Carolina, 2 each in Georgia and Mississippi, and 1 in Alabama. In the case of Badcock, the closures will take place in Tennessee, which loses 9 stores, 7 each in North Carolina and Alabama, 5 in Georgia, 4 in Virginia, 2 in Florida, and 1 in South Carolina. The Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection provides Conn's and Badcock a chance to restructure their debts while continuing operations. However, the extensive list of showrooms being shut down indicates significant downsizing and a reevaluation of their business strategies. This outcome suggests that the company is facing substantial financial difficulties. Conn's acquisition of Badcock in December last year had initially boosted the combined entity's showroom count to 553. Yet, the current move to close a significant portion of those stores points to operational challenges and a strategy to perhaps focus on more profitable locations. What does this mean for the future of Conn's HomePlus and Badcock Home Furniture and more, as well as the broader furniture industry? For one, this downsizing will impact employees, suppliers, and consumers in those areas where stores are closing. Job losses are imminent for those working in the affected stores, while suppliers and creditors will need to reevaluate their involvement with a company undergoing financial restructuring. For the furniture industry, Conn's and Badcock's difficulties could signal a more extensive trend of financial distress in the sector, influenced by changing consumer behaviors and macroeconomic factors such as inflation and supply chain disruptions. In summary, Conn's filing for Chapter 11 and the subsequent store closures represent a critical juncture for the retailer. The next steps in their financial restructuring will determine their future viability and impact on the community and the furniture industry at large. Following the Chapter 11 filing, Conn's HomePlus has disclosed its top 20 unsecured creditors. This list provides insight into the financial relationships and the breadth of the company's liabilities. The creditors include several well-known brands in the home furnishings, electronics, and appliance sectors. Samsung tops the list, being owed a substantial $20.9 million. Next in line is LG Electronics, with a claim of nearly $13.9 million, followed by General Electric, which is owed $13.4 million. These significant amounts suggest the level of dependence Conn's has on these major suppliers. Not limited to electronics, the list also includes furniture and mattress vendors. For instance, Standard Furniture Holdco is owed approximately $3.7 million, and Man Wah Macau Commercial stands at $2.9 million. This indicates a broad spectrum of creditors that Conn's will need to negotiate with as part of the bankruptcy process. Among the other notable creditors are well-known names like Google, which has a claim of $4.1 million, likely for advertising and digital services. There's also Instant Web LLC, owed about $4.8 million, and IPF's Corporation, with a claim of $2.5 million. The financial impact of these liabilities on the suppliers could be significant, particularly for those heavily reliant on Conn's for revenue. Companies like Tempur-Pedic, owed over $1.1 million, and Crown Mark Incorporated, with a claim of about $1.2 million, will feel the pressure to recover their dues. This situation may compel suppliers to reassess their credit policies and perhaps demand stricter payment terms from other clients to mitigate future risks. Additionally, the suppliers might seek to negotiate new contracts or settlements through the bankruptcy proceedings, aiming to recoup some of their losses. This reshuffling of financial obligations is typical in Chapter 11 cases, but underscores the interconnected nature of the industry. Overall, Conn's bankruptcy filing and the subsequent disclosure of its top creditors highlight the delicate balance within the furniture and appliance supply chain. Suppliers will closely monitor the proceedings as they look to safeguard their interests and maintain financial stability amidst the upheaval. The Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, has scheduled a court date for December 4th to decide whether Tempur Sealy International can go forward with its proposed $4 billion acquisition of Mattress Firm. This deal has been under scrutiny for some time, and the Commission's primary concern is that it could stifle competition and lead to higher prices for consumers. The FTC has unanimously voted to block the deal, arguing that Tempur Sealy, one of the largest mattress manufacturers, would likely use its position to dominate the market. They fear that Tempur Sealy might limit the floor space available to competing brands at Mattress Firm, which is one of the nation's largest mattress retailers. This would make it harder for other companies to compete and could drive prices up for consumers. The process to reach a final decision will be quite involved. It starts on August 27th when the FTC will file its preliminary proposed fact witness list. Tempur Sealy and Mattress Firm will then have a week to submit their own witness lists. This exchange will continue with expert witnesses being listed by both parties in early September, and the final subpoenas being issued by mid-September. By late October and early November, final witness lists will be submitted by both sides. Tempur Sealy has stated that they are confident this deal will meet all regulatory requirements. They are prepared to defend their position through the legal process, if needed. They continue to stand by their belief that the acquisition would not harm competition, but rather create efficiencies and benefit consumers overall. The FTC, though, has raised serious allegations, suggesting that the merger would enable Tempur Sealy to manipulate the market. Their complaint, though heavily redacted, hints at plans by Tempur Sealy to potentially restrict other brands' access to retail space within Mattress Firm stores. Despite the dispute, Tempur Sealy remains optimistic and has indicated that, regardless of the FTC's current stance, they still expect the deal to close by the end of the year or by early 2025 at the latest. All eyes will be on the December 4th hearing in Washington, as the outcome will have significant implications for the industry. Stay tuned as we continue to monitor this development. Big Lots is in the news as it plans to close about 10% of its stores, which translates to 142 locations shutting down. The closures are spread across the country, with some regions seeing more impact than others. For instance, California will lose 54 of its 109 stores, and Arizona will see 13 closures, including almost all its Phoenix locations. So, what's causing this drastic move? A combination of declining sales and mounting debt has put Big Lots in a precarious financial situation. Earlier this year, the company indicated in its filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission that it expected to close 30 to 40 stores. The actual number now far exceeds this initial estimate, suggesting that the situation might be more dire than initially thought. Big Lots has faced increased competition from other discount retailers and e-commerce giants, which have made it difficult to maintain its market share. Additionally, the economic environment, marked by rising costs and inflation, has made operations more challenging. What does this mean for Big Lots moving forward? The store closures are part of a broader strategy to stabilize the company financially. By reducing its physical footprint, Big Lots aims to cut operational costs and focus on more profitable locations. This is a common tactic employed by retailers facing financial difficulties, allowing them to streamline their operations and allocate resources more efficiently. Despite the setbacks, Big Lots remains optimistic about its future. The company's leadership has expressed confidence that these measures will help turn things around. They believe that by focusing on their core strengths and optimizing their store network, they will be better positioned to serve their customers and improve financial performance. In summary, the closure of 10% of Big Lots stores is a significant development in the retail sector, driven by the need to address financial challenges and adapt to a competitive market. The company is taking necessary steps to stabilize its operations and remains hopeful for a more sustainable future. Next, let's talk about M. Lilly USA's new shipping cost reduction program, an initiative designed to help retailers cope with rising freight rates. As shipping costs continue to climb, M. Lilly USA has introduced a comprehensive shipping program that aims to streamline the ordering process and make it more cost-effective for retailers. This program is divided into two tiers, Direct Ship and Direct Ship 2K, both offering simplified landed costs for all products irrespective of order size. The first tier, Direct Ship, caters to orders with smaller items or quantities between $1 and $1,999. Here, shipping costs are built directly into the price of each item. This tier is especially beneficial for retailers looking to backfill inventory, place requests for random sizes, or order individual items. By embedding the shipping cost into the product price, M. Lilly USA helps retailers maintain healthy margins and make straightforward pricing decisions. The second tier, Direct Ship 2K, applies to larger orders valued at $2,000 or more. This tier provides even lower shipping costs than the Direct Ship option. Notably, both tiers include less than truckload items, giving flexibility for various order sizes and customer needs. Additionally, M. Lilly USA is offering free shipping for new orders placed at the summer Las Vegas market. As a bonus, the company has also permanently reduced mattress protector pricing by up to 25%. This is a significant move, making it easier for retailers to price these items competitively and pass on savings to customers. By introducing these tiers, M. Lilly USA is taking substantial steps to alleviate the burden of high shipping rates, ensuring that retailers can continue to operate efficiently and profitably. This move not only simplifies the ordering process, but also supports retailers in maintaining a competitive edge in a challenging market landscape. The Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, has launched an investigation into a new practice in e-commerce known as surveillance pricing. This involves using AI-powered pricing tools that can change an item's price based on customers' data, such as their preferences and past shopping habits. Essentially, different customers might see different prices for the same item, all thanks to algorithms that analyze a wide range of personal information, including location, demographics, and browsing history. This investigation aims to understand how this dynamic pricing affects consumer privacy and fair competition. The FTC is particularly concerned about how companies could potentially exploit personal data to charge higher prices or manipulate consumers' buying decisions. This scrutiny could have significant implications for both businesses and shoppers. The FTC's inquiry involves studying how third-party companies use advanced algorithms and AI to set targeted prices. They are looking into firms such as MasterCard, Revionics, Bloomreach, and consulting giants like McKinsey & Company. The Commission wants to know whether these practices are putting consumer privacy at risk and if they compromise fair market competition. The FTC emphasized the importance of this investigation, noting how businesses harvesting vast amounts of personal data could charge people higher prices. It stated that Americans deserve transparency about how their personal information is used, particularly if it influences the cost of goods and services they purchase. The results of this investigation could lead to stricter regulations on how personal data is used in e-commerce, aiming to protect consumers from potentially unfair pricing practices. For businesses, it may mean revising their pricing strategies and ensuring they comply with new guidelines to maintain consumer trust and legal standards. In summary, the FTC is delving deep into the world of AI-powered pricing tools to shed light on their implications for privacy and fair trade. This investigation might usher in significant changes to how prices are set online, aiming for a fairer and more transparent shopping experience for everyone. Top 100 retailer American Freight is making strategic moves to expand its sourcing capabilities to new international territories, focusing on Vietnam and Malaysia. This expansion is a response to the growing consumer demand for value in a landscape of rising inflation. By tapping into these top production countries, American Freight aims to secure high-quality products at competitive prices, enhancing the variety of offerings available to its customers. To lead this initiative, American Freight has appointed retail veteran Stephanie Coda as the Divisional Vice President of Sourcing for Furniture and Mattresses. Coda brings over 30 years of retail sourcing experience, including 20 years in the home business sector. Her extensive background with major retailers like At Home, Gap, JCPenney, and Pottery Barn will be instrumental in driving this new sourcing strategy. In line with this strategic shift, American Freight is expanding its product range to meet the increasing demand for diverse home furnishings. Newly introduced products include bar stools, upholstered headboards, and sideboards. The company has also added new upholstery assortments featuring motion furniture collections, which include pull-out media sleepers and USB/USB-C capabilities. These new products will be available both in-store and online, providing customers with more options and convenience. The sourcing expansion also underscores American Freight's commitment to high-quality standards and ethical sourcing practices. By diversifying their supply chain, the company aims to strengthen global partnerships and enhance its resilience in an ever-changing economic landscape. This initiative not only allows American Freight to better meet customer needs, but also sets the company apart from competitors through unique and exclusive designs. That's all for today's episode of Furniture Industry News. We hope you found our deep dive into the latest developments in the furniture world both informative and engaging. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to stay updated with the most crucial news and trends shaping the industry. Your support means a lot to us, and we're excited to bring you more insights in our next episode. Until then, stay tuned and take care.